Hey everybody, welcome back to Honorbound. So we are marching, what's his name, Jonathan, down the street?
Jonathan.
I
Yes.
still don't think this is a good idea, guys.
You have not gone out of the door yet. You're still debating this for the rest.
I'm
Right.
helping Jonathan to his feet.
Yeah,
and
let's just go out the front door. There's no point.
prodding him out the door.
We don't know if he has guys up there. Do we want to go out through the jeweler shop, or do we want to go up through the
It's wee
stairs?
hours of the morning. The bar is probably closed.
Yeah, we go upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kick Jonathan upstairs unless someone.
Yeah,
You go
I follow
upstairs.
behind.
Well, we don't let him go first,
Yeah.
right?
I'm poking Jonathan. Well, do I have the rope or does Theron have the rope?
I already used my inspiration last week, right?
Yes.
You did.
That's what I
So did
thought.
I, and it resulted in a miss.
Yeah.
Okay, I have Jonathan on a leash, but I stay within 5 feet of him. So I guess
Okay.
I stay directly to his side. Actually, keep him on
Okay.
my right side.
So you guys go up. It is a completely desolate bar. Cobwebs are even starting to form on the corners in the room. There's no light at all.
It's
So
boarded up.
it is boarded up and there's no light at all.
Oh, it's an
Right.
out-of-business bar.
Okay.
Well, I checked the floorboards to see if there's any additional secret compartments like there was in the last bar.
You hear something coming from Jonathan and then
I ignore him and try to find a way out. Like try to jimmy the door.
you
open.
find you kind of find the door. Give me a strength check.
Yeah. Athletics. Well, I guess that I'm not trained, so it
No,
doesn't matter.
just a strength check.
You can
Plain
apply
old
skills to any. I can request to apply skills to any roll I make,
Yeah, 1 sec.
but I don't have any skills that I can really apply here. No, I probably fail. Only a 9.
Yeah, you try to kind of like jimmy the door open, but the floorboards on the other side, keeping it closed, are boarded up pretty well. Okay, anybody else trying to help him, or
I'm searching the bar to
Yeah.
see if there's any other hidden compartments.
Actually,
Okay,
I will
give me
keep an
an
eye
investigate.
on. I'll motion for the dwarf to go help him while I draw a short sword and keep it at Jonathan's back.
he starts helping? So you get advantage in that roll, Bowen. So you get to roll it again.
Advantage. Oh,
Because the dwarf is
does
helping.
the dwarf does help?
Yeah.
The dwarf does help.
16.
You just smack it a couple of times, and on the third try, it flies open.
And I'm standing out in sunlight.
You are standing in the sunlight. Martha,
Thank
you
God.
search around, but you cannot find anything of importance.
Okay.
Okay, good. And I think
I
it's
have
on
the
most
this
of the.
Is this bar completely empty of alcohol?
completely empty of anything
Interesting. I wonder how
Oh.
long it's been out of business.
besides
long
the
enough for
wooden
cobwebs to
shelves
come in.
and yeah.
Right, most of the 48 feet or 43 feet of rope or whatever is around my backpack or like strapped to my backpack. So I keep Jonathan on a pretty short leash and drag him out into town and towards the. Is there like a keep or what? Where was the Lord's
The keep in the middle.
dwelling? Okay, I start dragging him towards that.
Okay, you get more than a couple of weird glances and people muttering as you pass them. And
I'm a pretty intimidating presence, though.
What's your charisma?
you are. Yeah, it's
I
like
think
people.
I've got only a bonus of 1, so what is that? 12
It's
charisma,
not
but I'm like
necessarily that. It's not necessarily
6
that. You are
feet,
fully.
broad-shouldered in lobstered mail head to toe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your friends are
Kind-
carrying
with
weapons
a,
or
with
armor.
with a spade-shaped beard, and so the kind of guy that parts crowds.
Right.
Okay, so
the common
yeah,
folk, the common
the
folk can't
crowds
get out
do
of the way.
part, but about halfway your journey, I would like all of you to give me perception checks.
Shh.
La di da da da. Da 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 da.
6.
Da, da, da. 19.
Double 19s.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm just
Uh,
oblivious.
so
That's
So
fine.
you guys move on, and then you look around, and then you see Jonathan smiling widely and looking somewhere else. He notices you and looks back at you, and as you kind of turn your head towards there, you see a black figure on a rooftop. I don't remember who
I-
saw it last time.
Draw my bow.
But you and roll initiative as soon as she has her bow out and she is knocking an arrow.
Six.
Oh,
The klutz
okay.
goes first to the party.
1 second. This
Your-
cloaked figure
Your
knocks
dexterity
an
is
arrow.
-3.
I have 5 dexterity. Thank goodness for heavy armor, but the first like breath weapon attack against me
And
with
you're
my
dead.
HP, I am burnt to a crisp.
We'll
Well-
just get you more metal armor to help protect from that
There's
fire.
some we can get me more metal armor, and there are some feats I can take at higher levels, but right now if a dragon comes, this guy's not pulling a Fenric. He's running as fast as he can the other direction.
We'll turn you into the first barbecue grill.
Okay, so who did they
So-
does the arrow go first?
The arrow does go first.
So which
Okay.
side of the street did you say she was on?
She is on the right side as you are
So
moving
I
down.
have half cover from Jonathan, who I
You
declared
have
was on my
cover from Jonathan. The arrow
So it's like a-
flies, and it flies straight to the target. You expect to be hit by this arrow, but then you hear a gasp, and to your side, the dwarf goes down.
Whatever. It's only one arrow. We can patch him. He'll
All
be
right,
fine.
am I up next?
Yes, you are up next.
Okay, I will use my action to don my shield onto my left hand and transfer the rope to my right. I still don't bother drawing a weapon, and I will utter an incantation to a stare for protection.
Okay.
And
For protection.
cast the spell as a bonus action. What's it called? Shield of Faith. So so my setup at the end of my turn, I don't bother making a move action. I stand my ground, but I've got shield in left hand, Jonathan in right, providing half cover from the arrows, and maybe a faint radiant aura surrounding me.
Camper.
And
Okay.
I believe that Martyr is next.
No, next in line is
There.
the dwarf. No,
dwarf.
next in line is actually the dwarf. The dwarf fails on his death saving throw. So he has 1 fail. And now next in line are from the sides appear an additional 2 archers, 2 cloaked
Okay.
figures. Both attacking at the same time. Arrows whizzing into the air. One sticking in the ground, very much away, and one sticking into the dwarf.
Wait, wouldn't they either be on the same time as the dwarf or on the same time as Martyr?
Yeah,
No,
it
no,
seems
no,
like they
it's-
got a turn in. I guess we
It's
we didn't
he
swap.
has the same initiative as the dwarf.
Okay, whatever. So there's now at least three confirmed enemies.
Yes, 3 confirmed cloaked figures on the
Archers.
roofs. Archers. Exactly. One sec. Okay, sorry about that.
Are all the
so-
arrows coming from the same direction?
No, there is 1 arrow coming from this one on the right, and the other 2 are on the left.
Okay.
Okay, so this other arrow just exactly like headshot exactly in his face. And it
Did you just
doesn't
kill the
se-
dwarf?
It doesn't seem like he's bleeding anymore.
My bad.
Next in line is
Could
Marfred.
have saved him, but I didn't.
Do I have advantage on Jonathan since he's tied up?
Yeah, I'd give it to you. If you want to attack him, he would be surprised of this.
I would be surprised too.
You swing at him with what?
My warhammer,
Okay.
and I
Just-
you-
and I say
He has 1 HP,
he
so
died, and now you're
just-
gonna die. And I do 3
Asshole,
damage.
that was my second shield. He's still he's at 1 life.
he is at 1 life.
No, he's at 0 now.
No, he is down, he's unconscious, but he's
on
still
campus,
alive.
yes. Oh yeah, but he is making death saving throws.
Yeah,
Next
yeah,
time.
exactly.
And he's
Yeah,
gonna fail
exactly.
those because I'm gonna keep hitting him.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay, and next knife and Farron.
Get to the chopper! I yell as I shoot at one of the people that have shown up on the sides. +7 with my bow.
Neil, can we switch over to map things so they can see the rolls?
Yes, that's a good call.
Yes, we're going to actually draw this for you.
9 is a miss, I believe.
9 is a miss, yes. Next one after that is Jonathan with his saving throws. Actually, in retrospect, I shouldn't tell you if he fails or not. So after that, after Jonathan, is the first archer. The first archer does this with her hand, like raises her hand up, and then she just disappears.
That's not creepy at all.
Like disappears, like vanishes, or like hides behind a building, disappears.
She just goes down underneath the railing that she was, and you don't see her anymore.
Okay, so it's not like magical disappearance, but physical.
No, it's not. Sorry. And now Bowen.
Again, okay. Fucking martyr. Okay, I will spend my action dodging, and then I will take a knee, place a hand onto Jonathan's forehead, and cast Spare the Dying.
Oh, no, don't do that. I'm going to keep hitting him.
I am occupying his square, so Jonathan is prone. I am standing over his body. Just a
Okay.
wall of metal and radiant energy.
This is not a
Sounds
good
good.
idea. We shouldn't help him live.
The other two archers.
The dwarf down. He's the last
He's our only witness.
witness we have. Yeah.
The other two archers raise up
And
their
I'm-
hands as well, and then
I
go
think if
under
I'm-
the railing.
Okay. They go. Yeah. They do what?
And they go under the railing. They were on the roofs.
Okay.
So now out of combat.
They flee.
I think they
They
just
do
wanted
flee,
to
yes.
kill the witness.
How convenient. Critical hit on their first attack.
I'm pretty pissed at Martyr in character.
Look,
Trying to
we
debate
can't-
whether to waste my precious energies bringing this criminal back to life.
We can't just let him get away with this, right?
He's not going to get away. We're gonna We're going to.
Okay.
We're gonna put him on a wheel or on a rack, or at least
I
we're
just
gonna hang
strap
him.
He's
him.
the head of the black market in this town. It's going to be like this all the way to the keep. Or
We're
he's
halfway
going to pay
there.
someone off or get
Okay,
off.
I'm
and-
taking an action and I'm tying Jonathan to myself with a large length of rope.
Like,
You know what I mean?
what do you mean
Okay.
tying him to yourself?
Like strapping it on, like just getting it secured to my. To me
Jonathan
in my
down.
backpack, and I just start dragging him through the street.
Okay,
I'm pretty
start
burly.
dragging the
I'm-
dwarf, the dead dwarf. Well, I double check him to make sure that he's, actually not dead.
So I'm probably
He is
moving at about 10 feet around.
Very dead.
Okay.
As encumbered as encumbered can be, and just continuing on my journey. I ignore the fallen dwarf.
I grab the dwarf, one leg in one hand, one leg in the other hand, dwarf behind me, and just kind of start dragging him through the streets.
Okay. After about 200 feet, you are stopped by guards, and seem to be.
Where the fuck were you? We just got shot at from like 200 feet over there. What are you doing? What are you guarding? Worthless guards.
There were 6 guards, so like 2 of them go to the sides, and then who sees you? This is 200 feet away. So
This was clearly planned.
not.
Okay, so I'm continuing to mutter under my breath, frustrated. I don't know what you'd call them. If you call them prayers, I'm probably just like repeating a mantra over and over again, something along those lines.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
it's something that
what
taught
seems
me
to
in
be
church.
what
Grumbling.
seems to be the officer of these guards steps in front and says,
Okay,
"What happened here?"
I start undoing my ropes from my back. I don't immediately respond though.
He's looking at the dwarf. Seems to be the only one that's
The dead dwarf or the live dwarf?
no, the live dwarf.
Oh, so me. Okay. I tell Theron to show him the emblem.
What
I
emblem?
said-
And say, make way, we're on the Lord's business. You're to escort us to the keep.
Yes, I show him the emblem and
I
nod
say
very
don't-
emphatically.
I say he means my emblem, and I give Neil a meaningful look before he reaches in his backpack to pull out the amulet.
You've got it then. Whatever. So one of us has it.
You have an emblem, but I'm like,
Yeah, that's what I say.
And I
you
reach
have it,
into-
whatever.
okay. So I hand him the rope, which I have undone for myself. So it's like a 43-foot length of rope that's tied around Jonathan's hands, who's been unconscious and dragged the last 200 feet through the street. And I reach into my backpack and I pull out a platinum amulet, an equilateral triangle with a little ring on each corner. It's a small piece of platinum jewelry, but it's
He looks at you up and down.
And I gesture
Suspiciously says, yes.
to take this. As this man stands accused of crimes against Lord Heinrich. Take him into your custody.
But you're going to give him
I put my
over?
hand
Again,
To the
same
guards?
weird
They're probably all on the
same
take.
face.
get him to a cell.
Same weird face looking at you and then looking at his men and nodding his head once. And two of the guys to his side come and grab Jonathan each by one shoulder and start dragging him away. Towards the keep.
I follow after them and make sure they get him to a jail cell.
Okay,
What are these
the
guards armed
officer on the way... What? Sorry?
What are the guards armed with?
The guards are armed all with halberds, but for the officer who has only a long sword to his side.
I say, well, this dwarf here was a witness. He was just assassinated about, I don't know, a minute ago? Not even a minute ago. Less than a second edition combat round ago. I glare at them. If there's... I don't know what your spellcasting crazy people can do, but if you can speak with the dead, he will provide all of the evidence that we need.
He is most likely beyond hope.
That's why I said if you can speak with the dead.
We'll see that he is given a proper burial, but he is of no.
Speak with the
further
dead
interest
first,
in this
please.
case.
Thank you.
Can you?
He
Someone can
looks
do
at...
it.
Again,
No,
he looks
speak
at
with
all
that
of you
spell.
again.
Speak with that's a spell.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's like level 2 or 3 or something like that.
It's a third level cleric spell.
Yeah, we'll need to feed my character a little bit more before we got that.
Yeah, but I'm sure
Feed!
I'm sure this lord has someone who can cast Speak with Dead on hand. Like, it's a magical world, right? If they have clerics around, one of them has Speak with Dead. Like, it must be a very
Depends.
common thing for courtrooms to have, right?
I'm the only cleric I've seen in the campaign so far.
Yeah, but we haven't
Remember,
really
not
been
every-
going out of our way to search for clerics. you
Sure,
know?
but remember, not every priest is a cleric, and we've yet to even see a priest. I mean, maybe.
But in a large city like Valis, I would expect to find a cleric with a third level Speak with Dead spell, right? Wouldn't you, like, in a huge city, don't you think that his personal cleric or his personal priest that he goes to would have something like that? Like, wouldn't you have that on hand for just such this occasion, so you
If you
can't
can get
assassinate
that,
witnesses? It seems like the sort of thing a king or a lord of a large city would have on hand because it would come in, like, you'd be useful all the time.
Well, this isn't your world. Well, I guess
I
it is.
know.
Your world,
No,
but
this is
it's
what
Chucky's interpretation
this
of
is
your-
what Theron is saying in character.
Okay.
Like, we should
Okay.
have this spell available, right? This is a thing. The king must have something like this around.
miracles such as that do not happen every day.
No, but they happen when they're needed, right?
This is as we're walking back to the keep, I assume.
The officer kind of shakes its head whenever Theron seems to be very hot-headed about something. And he is like, you get at the keep, and he turns back at you. They're dragging Jonathan to another side, and he motions each other two guys to take the dwarf. He looks at all of you and says, you may enter, but the elf is not allowed.
Yeah, I've been kicked out of keeps before. I'll be
Why are
kicked
they
out of keeps
racist
again.
against elves?
Well, you know what they say about humans, right? And I smile broadly at the dwarf.
I nod.
Where
knowing
is he
it's not
asking?
going
Where is he
anywhere.
asking us to enter? Does he take us around?
You're at the entrance.
jail,
No, you're
or
at
is this
the
like a front
entrance.
door?
No, you're at the entrance of the keep.
Is
Like
it
the steel bars
a
at the gate.
portcullis, or however you pronounce that?
Portcullis.
Porticus.
It's up and the doors are open, I assume.
Exactly.
and the guards are walking in, and he just stops. He pauses at the entrance and says, "You're not allowed to kneel."
Exactly.
I shrug and follow after, at least to ensure that Jonathan goes into a cell.
Jonathan is taken to a secondary building that is not the key, but seems to be heavily fortified. Inside, you can make out what seems to be the prison cells.
Okay.
Okay, Martha, do you follow him or do you go to the keep itself?
I'm gonna stick with Theron, and I'm gonna start going through that ledger some more and see if I can find anything else that's useful
I mean,
in terms
you-
of uncovering
go
the black
through-
market or uncovering the conspiracy, why they framed Haggart.
There you go through it, and if memory serves me right, you rolled a 20 last time, so it doesn't seem like there's almost anything else that would help you,
Darn.
fortunately. So, Martha, you search through that ledger. Ryan, you get Ryan.
Yeah, I just go far enough to
Okay.
make sure to
Bowen.
witness the locking of the cell.
Exactly, and the officer is kind of trying to escort you and Martha into the actual keep.
Martha is outside. We're in the dungeons right now.
Yes, no, like after this, after
I don't.
he shows
I,
you.
I have actions to take.
Go on.
So I see the door locked, and I put my
You
hand
see the door locked, and
and I
you
put
see
my
him
hand on
in
the
the cell.
officer's shoulder, and I look him square in the eyes, and I say, "You are now responsible for this man's life. He is the sole witness in a treasonous conspiracy against your liege lord. A stare is watching you, and my eyes go pure white. No pupils, no nothing. Just glowing
He
white sockets of light where my
steps
eyes
back.
are." And
He steps back at this and does a small frightened bow and says, "Yes, my lord."
I give him a nod and depart and go meet up with the rest of the party.
Okay. He's kind of still like, sorry, my lord,
I am
your
not
presence
sure.
is required.
My presence? I am not your lord. My
He's
eyes are back.
not.
I'm walking with him, and if he's talking at me, he's
Yes, he's like
talking to my
your
side or
presence
my
and
back.
the dwarves required in the keep. The lord would wish to speak with you after all of this.
All right.
Let's
I
collect my tour and see how Theron feels.
Yes.
So we meet you back at the entrance. We've got this lieutenant, I guess, following us around, being like, "You guys gotta go." But
So,
we're
Basically,
gonna have our conversation.
well,
Should we go speak to this liege lord without you, or do you wish me to demand that you be allowed his audience as well?
if you demand, he'll probably kick you out as well, stupid humans and whatnot. If you need to speak to him now, go speak to him. I can wait for you somewhere else.
I see no need until the trial is at hand, unless we wish to speak with him in a more private setting.
Yeah, I think we should
Be
just wait
useful.
for the trial, deal with these things then, and then go on our merry way.
sorry, says he kind of like stops and says, "What should I call you?"
Theron,
He looks at the others.
I stare him back, but I make no verbal reply.
The lord would like to.
I'm still we're outside of the keep, right? I mean,
Yes,
assume,
yes.
I'm trying to
He's
figure out
still
why this
there.
guy's still following me around, telling me what to do.
He's like, the lord has requested your presence. I
Do you
need to
have-
insist.
Excuse me. What is your name? Who you?
My name is Felgard, and I am a lieutenant of the guard. Captain of the guard.
Go do your job, sir.
It is ordered. I need to bring you to the lord's.
good, I say, and I start walking forward.
He looks at you and then
we follow
Let us
behind
go.
Theron.
Yeah, I follow behind Theron.
Several guards at the entrance kind of go to stop you, Farron, but like the captain is like waving them off.
Excellent.
You enter the courtroom. Again, the same setting. The lord is on his high chair with the herald to his side. The other three
The
nobles
Lord's
are
on a
in
high
the
chair. I don't know if you have this translation, but at least in the U.S., high chairs are the things you put babies in.
Oh no, high chair is in that it's like just a big chair that has a
Okay.
it's just a very big chair.
Yeah. Okay. Does he have a bib on?
And then
So like spoon fooding him like, here comes the airplane. Open up, Mr. Lord.
so as you see him, to his left stand the lords, the nobles, so of the city, and to his right stand the baron and his wife. Just off to the corner in the shadow stands Lady Shayra, the sister of the shadow. And,
Yeah, the
weird
crazy
enough,
woman
though,
who's like, oh yeah, your son just died. Send a message to these people. Go find him. He's in this location. Don't worry about it. The one who's probably in charge of everything, the evil bitch.
Yeah, that's her.
weirdly,
Okay, cool.
weirdly enough, the jester is nowhere to be seen.
I don't even remember a gesture. Okay. As soon as I enter the room, I cast a spell.
What spell do you cast?
Fireball.
I'm casting Detect Evil. It takes an action. So for the duration, I know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet, as well as located. This actually isn't very useful. Elemental, aberration, celestial, fey, or undead. She's probably just a human. She may be touched by those, but it doesn't sound like I even get a... Grumble, grumble. Well,
At this
I'm
point,
casting it anyway.
it's
I'm
like
casting it
everybody-
anyways.
Yeah, the guards are kind of like to your side and
Before he gets the spell
hands on
off.
their weapons. No, you get your spell off first, but they're like looking at the lord and
It doesn't. I mean,
Lady Sh-
so it's only
Lady
it's verbal and somatic components. So I'm basically talking to myself and doing the corners of the equilateral triangle or
yes.
something like.
He's
I
doing
go
priesty
boom, boom, boom.
things.
Yeah.
Lady Shira comes to the side of the lord,
So
whispers something.
within 30 feet, how big is the room?
The room
This happens in
is
6
about
seconds, so they don't really get a chance to do it.
20 by 25.
So I pretty much got the entire room except for maybe if there's like a
Yeah.
demon.
There is
crouched in the shadow.
no aberration, no demon, no undead, no.
And I would assume
Oh,
that it would, if
yeah.
if the hammer that Justin's had is evil in any way, I assume it would detect that magic aura. And I assume if there's any magical or if there's any evil aligned magical weapons on
Yes.
the Shadow Mage,
It should be.
Sister
It
of
should
Shadow,
be.
or if the Sister of Shadow herself. I feel like even if
If she's, if there's
Even
an
if she's like a-
place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. So if the hammer's been magically
Yeah.
enchanted, you are aware the hammer's there. So you're aware of like all magical items in the room.
not magical. This is
No
evil.
magical evil.
And
So
I
it's like, yeah, you
and
did.
It says,
You
it,
detect
says,
enough.
it says magically consecrated, so I guess if it's been enchanted with holy magic, maybe only.
Well, yeah, I think that's the bless, the detect good.
Yeah.
Wait, this isn't detect good or evil. It's good and evil. Okay.
yes,
Yeah,
I've-
it's good
all of
and
the
evil.
above. Detect evil and good.
Okay.
So I guess alignment. You're right. There's no reversible spells in this. Alignment doesn't matter. It's I detect all evil and all holy sources of outside energies.
Oh, and
Not
holy sources as well.
Yeah.
I give you the
Yeah.
tag words: aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, undead. So that's angels, demons.
And any
Elemental
objects or
constructs,
places within
uh,
30 feet that have been desecrated by
Okay.
desecrated or
Okay, you
consecrated by
feel-
holy magic.
Sister
You
of Shadow
feel-
has. Sorry, say that again.
You feel a consecrated item is the ring on one of the rings on the Lord's hand, and something coming from the Sister of Shadow, consecrated in the idea of good,
as in
holy.
okay, as in holy.
as in holy. Yes, and besides that, you feel nothing evil.
Okay. It's concentration for 10 minutes, so let me know if anything else blips on my radar. But that's going on in the
No,
background.
you just like as I said, the guards are kind of getting ready. They're kind of tense at this, and the Lord is looking at Sheila. She comes near him, whispers something in his ear, and he kind of does this to the guards, and the guards kind of ease
She
up.
would. Okay. Yeah. She would have to make like a successful Arcana check to identify what I just did.
Yes.
So I would, yeah, like you know. I mean, she wouldn't know what spell it is unless she's actively, not actively, but doing well on her rolls to
Or
identify.
she could be super high level, and it doesn't matter.
Sure. Yeah.
And the Lord looks down at you and says, "So, what have you uncovered?"
I
Well-
look around. How many other people are in the? Sorry,
If you're concentrating, you can't speak.
I can. I just
You can
can't
speak.
cast another spell with
She can't.
concentration.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
if he gets
you
hit,
can
he
cast
has.
it.
If he gets hit, he has to roll a save to like continue the spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But go ahead and say your
we found your culprits, or near enough to them. One of our witnesses was assassinated on the way. But I've dragged this dwarf here, and I put his legs down, because no one took him away from me, so I've been hauling the dead dwarf with me the entire
No,
time.
I did say
the guards took
two of
away.
the other guards.
Oh, okay.
The two guards offered to carry him.
I
Yeah.
missed that then. So we have a witness who was killed, but hopefully your evil witch over there can speak with his dead corpse to figure out what he knows. And we have another prisoner in jail that we gave to your guards, who is the head of your black market here, and who's been moving goods between our dead dwarf and one of your lords up here. Actually, most of your lords, but in this particular case, one of those two guys. I say, kind of just waving at all of them.
This point,
Yeah, that was more
the
than 6
lords kinda, like,
seconds.
start, yeah,
So-
the lords kind of start
Okay.
shouting at you.
Does Mar-
How dare you bring
Does
this
Marcher do
accusation
anything?
against us? What is your evidence?
Time.
Marfu?
Justin, you're just standing there?
I don't say anything for the moment.
So, Chucky, can you describe the room to me? As in, how many other people there are there? Or is the entire
Yes.
court in presence?
No. Yeah, it is mostly the entire court you saw the other time. Let me actually draw it.
Like,
Let me draw it for you.
are all 3 lords here?
All the 3 lords are here, yes. So,
This king
Yes.
is not very bright.
wait, no.
You can just like see his power slipping through his fingers.
Maybe
I-
he has a
I-
subtle brilliance that we don't understand yet.
He hasn't said much yet. I don't think we should judge him today based on things he hasn't said yet.
Not today. I'm judging based on the last 2.5
Oh,
sessions.
yeah, he's a jackass.
I don't think he's a jackass. I think he's just a weak-willed and
Okay, so you
I
can
think
put
that makes him
yourself
a
right there.
jackass.
getting manipulated
And
by his
got-
confidence.
You've got
When do I-
Richard over here, Francesco, and Michael.
None of them are evil.
None of them are evil.
Good to know.
And then to your side, you have none of them have any evil stuff on them or are undead or something of the sort. Then you have Sheila over here. She moved towards the Lord and then moved back to her. The Baron and his wife. And the Lord over here with his herald.
Okay.
So that's the head count.
And then
That's-
there's
and
the,
then there's
there's a
guards.
lieutenant and 2 guards.
There are a lieutenant and 2 guys to your side.
Was a guard left in the? There were guards in the dungeon downstairs.
There were guards in the dungeon, yes, of course.
Can you draw the lieutenant and the guards?
Probably all on the paper.
Yes.
In fact, they're probably more important than anyone else there, except for maybe the witch, who apparently is not evil, or at least is an evil entity or an evil person with a holy item.
Maybe she stole it from a good person.
Okay, so I put a hand onto Theron, or like in front of Theron, to like stop him before he says something that gets us all killed. And I will address the Lord.
And the Lord
Lord
just looks
Heinrich,
around and says,
you-
silence. Not
I
at you.
was-
Gone.
I was
He's,
under
like,
the
he's
impression that
silencing the other ones.
I was under the impression that you were not holding trial for another 2 days. Why have you requested our presence?
The developments were, he kind of looks around and whispers something to his herald. and the herald speaks out loud. The Lord requests that all shall leave the room, besides the three and the guards. At this point, the people start shouting, and like the Lords start bickering between each other, muttering. The herald repeats himself, and the nobles kind of raise themselves and awkwardly leave the room. Same does the Baron and his wife.
Okay. They have to walk past us to get out, right?
Yes, they walk past you.
Okay. I don't make way except for maybe the Baron's wife. I just stand where I am, taking up as much space as possible, and I stare them down. Let me know if any of them look guilty.
Richard doesn't seem to mind that at all. He just takes it around. Michael looks at you with a threatening look, and Francesco is humbly kind of like going all the way around, like the wrong way around. The Baron huffs and puffs at you, and kind of goes between the guard and you, and the guard like hastily makes way, and Amelia does a small bow as you make way for her.
Who's Amelia? Is that the Baron's wife?
The Baron's wife, yes.
The shadow, like the witch stays, correct?
The Shayla stays in the room, yes.
And the guards, okay.
The guards start moving back after this, and they kind of like, the lieutenant kind of looks at the Lord, and he does again like a hand gesture, and they all go past the door and close it behind you.
So they leave the room. Okay. Just
They
us.
leave the room, yes.
Okay.
And the Lord says,
Yeah.
I thank you for the amount of danger you have put yourselves into, for what you have done. It is truly gratifying to see there are still people like you in this world. I have known about Jonathan for a long time, but there was nothing I could do openly against him, and he was slippery enough to evade all of my investigations. I suspected him at first of being part of this, but your friend Haggard was thrown on the platter, and I could not deny his apparent guilt.
Are you
He
fucking?
is not
Of course you can
guilty.
deny it.
Theron, have you released Haggart? Will you?
He is. I will. I have put it in my mind from the first day that I would not like to execute him. It is not my wish to do so. And if it wasn't for you, I might have done it with my heart astray. But you need to understand that that this game I play is a dangerous one. That the nobles can't wait to take my place over here, especially with Adrian dead. It is now a race.
Well, we have plenty of evidence against most of them, with that Justin guy or Jaren guy or whatever his name is. You can probably
Jonathan.
lock them up or kill them all.
How could you not? Okay, never mind. I asked Theron
He
to
kinda
give
does-
me the gold emblem, since he's still holding on to it.
I give it to Justin.
All right.
I'm taking
not
off my
actually-
character sheet, by the way. So
We're not actually like near the king.
Yeah.
You are 25 feet from him.
All right. I
20
walk.
So
I walk up to the king, like slowly.
I
sure-
stay where I am, but I'm going to try and
No, he's
eye up.
pretty confident. Like he doesn't seem to be
I'm going to try
flinching
to.
at you.
Okay.
I'm going to try to study the Sister of Shadow. Yeah.
I take out
She
the
seems
black
to
book.
be. Yeah.
But-
Go on.
But
Oh,
just
no,
the exact-
you give him a description. It's fine.
So she seems to be.
in particular, I would like to know what
yeah.
radiant object she is concealing. If I can like make out the shape of its aura, or what bag.
You're
she's
looking
got
at
stuffed
her,
in.
and then she does this. She kind of raises herself and does a bit like this, and she shows you a very ornate magical circlet she has along her neck, and you recognize it to be the magical object you have been detecting. And she says,
She's-
she
I think Martur was actually talking to the Lord. I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
her to interrupt. I thought this
So
would
she
be
like
a
until he
silent
moves on,
conversation.
you kind of just
I didn't even-
look.
Mhm.
She kind of speaks pleased enough, and then she sits down in her chair again, looking at you from below her cloak.
I don't take my eyes off of her.
Okay, just one thing to describe about her. She has red long hair that's basically tied back. There you kind of see when she kind of raises herself up. And at first you look at her face and she's old. And then no, she's not old. She's young. And then you realize that you can't figure out her age. She seems to have a ageless face.
Is it changing or it's just?
It is not changing. It's exactly how I described it. It's an ageless face. It has hints of old age, but then looking overall at her whole face, she's still young. Like she still has her young face.
Sure, whatever. Not too much of
Too
a
much
concern at this
Botox.
point. Okay, so Martur is now approaching the Lord and showing him.
Yeah, I put the emblem on the book. I hand him the book and I say, "This is Jonathan's personal ledger of his events. In it, you'll find that the noble Michael requested a false version of the emblem to be made and planted at your son's death. This is the emblem. The dwarf who made it was our witness, and unfortunately, he's dead. But that should be enough to prove that Jonathan and Michael conspired to kill your son, and the reason was because your son was looking into the black market and trying to take them down."
He says like I have expected they would act against him, but not so openly. Unfortunately, this is not evidence enough against Michael, not against the noble. No, he would just
Excuse me?
say that
I thought this was your realm.
this is my realm, as I said, but they hold a great power in it. If they go to jail
Jail. Off
or
with their heads.
executed, as I would much rather see it so, villages will riot. People will come in the streets, and I will have.
There already
much-
are people dying in your streets.
We were just assaulted in your streets by these very gangsters. No, there's crime and poverty and suffering already. Deal with the source of the problem. Stop trying to deal with the symptoms. Deal with the root cause. Off with
You know-
Michael's head.
I
You
understand
know
this.
more than anyone else that lives have
I-
been lost in your search for the truth. End this madness
I
before
want-
it progresses any further.
I want to do it, but it is something that
What
is
would
out
your
of
son
You
want?
need to understand.
You know what? You sound
You're
like a
upset.
big crybaby. You sound like someone who's, "Mommy, I want to do this, but the other kids won't like me." Take some risk. Have some balls.
And the Lord says, "This is. Do you talk? Do you talk to this to?" He says, "You are lucky that the guards are not in this room."
Didn't he say everyone except for the guards should be in this
The
room?
guard,
Yeah,
There are guards.
the
the
guards
guards are not.
guards
No,
left.
the guards left.
Oh, cool. I draw my sword. I kill him.
There's no one Jonathan's not here.
No.
You kill the king?
Yeah, let's just fucking kill the king.
Roll initiative because my character.
I am not killing him, but I think that we should kill him.
Do you draw your sword?
No, I don't draw my sword, but I really want
You
to.
joke
I mean,
like that, Neil.
well, look, the king leaves the room completely abandoned with the three of us. We could probably take him.
There's a who knows what level witch in the corner.
Yeah, and he has a magic ring on.
We could take him.
Okay, you're not
My
playing
apologies,
a
Henrik.
character from that campaign whose family
This-
motto was "It'll be fine."
It'll be fine. Oh, I remember those characters.
Theron
Okay.
here, my friend Theron here is a wild elf. He does not know
I
of your
can see
customs or your
that.
plans. You must forgive his sharp tongue.
You
have
need
not
to
yet-
understand that I
We
am.
have not yet pruned all the thorns.
That is not a problem. The sharp tongue does not bother me that much. But the fact that I'm trying to say something that I'm not allowed by this very angry elf
Oh
over
my god,
here.
you're the fucking lord of this area. You don't need my permission to speak. Just talk over me. Order your mistress here to silence me. Have a guard drag me off. Just have some fucking balls.
I'm trying to be decent with you. I am
Oh my
trying
god.
my best to be decent with you. I would not allow my guards should not side.
Theron, please show some respect. My lord, are Hagrid and ourselves free to go?
Yes, Haggard and yourselves are, and you are free to go. But I would ask you
Like you
something
are,
before you. I
we
would
are
ask you that
players.
you get to the end of this mystery. It is some more to go, and you might yet uncover who actually did this. And maybe I can finally have enough evidence so I will not have a riot on my hands when I arrest one of these nobles. I will give you permits to search and interrogate or talk to. Put it more nicely to them. To all of the nobles and the baron, and find whatever you can, find the evidence, find who is behind this, and we can bring him to justice. But what you have until now is only the beginning. I ask you that you finish the job you have started, and I have a hefty reward for those who will take this job on.
Uh,
Guys, he's offering us like the keys to the city, at
He
least on
didn't
a
say
temporary
keys to the
basis.
city.
He said permits to interrogate people at our leisure. That's pretty ridiculous.
to be frank, my lord, I have held such positions in the past, and I find it frequently distasteful. I do not know if I trust you enough to serve at your behest. In my mind, we have solved much of this mystery, and when you are ready to take action, I am happy to swing the flail.
The
But until
problem,
you back up,
my
I
friend,
see no further help that I can give you.
the problem, my friend, is that you have not enough evidence. Jonathan could have written any name there. Maybe he is framing Michael, and that is surely what Michael will claim. I've known these people for some time. They will not go down easily. And if I come with them with a case as weak as this is, I won't have a chance against them.
Well, surely you have some cleric who can speak with the very, very recently dead dwarf that we brought here. He should be able to provide you some light on the situation as well.
He looks
Yeah.
at shakes her head. 2
Seriously?
weeks away are my sisters, but there is no cleric among them that can accomplish such a feat.
Your sisters?
She doesn't respond.
Shea said, the woman said this, not the Lord.
Yeah, Shayla said this.
That is too much time. Theron, you do not know what you ask. We are here on the edge of the known world, miles from any bastion of religious power.
I look at the witch and I ask her directly if she thinks Michael is the corrupt noble in the king's court.
If it would be me in your position, I would talk to them first. But I do not think Michael is involved in this. This matter has been way too hidden for his name to just appear in a ledger. But then again, I take no part in such mysteries.
Okay.
Well,
And the Lord says,
I beg your pardon, my lord, but maybe we be excused. Are we free to go? Or do you wish to hold us?
I will not hold you against your wish, but I do ask you that you consider my offer. I will be waiting for a word from you as soon as you have a decision.
I believe I have made myself clear.
Well, let's pick up Haggard.
Yes, let us at least right that wrong.
Yeah. We have spent too much time. I have spent too much time interrogating people to do it to your likings. It's probably best we leave.
It is your decision to make.
Cool. I turn around and start walking out.
Are there?
Talk to the
is there-
lieutenant. He will lead you to your friend.
Okay.
Excellent.
Are we? It's middle of the day. Are there windows or something like that, or are there
There are high windows up.
candles or anything? Is it lit by natural light?
Yes, you have enough right here to see.
Are there torches in the room?
There are candles, there are torches, there are windows.
Okay. So I trace the triangle of a stair in the air in front of me, and I say, Lord Heinrich, may the protection of the stair be upon you. And all of the several of the torches within the room flare brighter and whiter.
And he
nod my
nods
head
his
to
head
him and turn
respectfully.
to leave the room.
Is that a cantrip that you're making the lights flare?
Thaumaturgy.
Nice.
Yes. A minor miracle. Minor
Okay,
wonder.
good.
Cool. Well, we are about 2 minutes out from our break. So, Chucky, is this a good time, or do you want to squeeze in 2 more minutes?
No, good time.
Cool.
Let's finish up here.
All right, guys. We will see you on the other side in just a minute.